You're not confused, you're surrounded. The hidden reason you feel spiritually heavy right now, opening, you're not confused. You're surrounded. What if that heaviness isn't depression, but detection? In the spirit realm, clarity is costly. And the moment you start waking up, the system starts surrounding you. This echoes the biblical call to spiritual vigilance found in 1 Peter 5 verse 8, which advises us to be sober-minded and watchful, for there are forces that prowl like lions seeking destruction. Section 1. Quiet revelations. Most people don't know this, but the more you align with the will of God, the more you disturb frequencies. Ephesians 6 verse 12 reminds us that our battle isn't against flesh and blood, but against rulers, authorities, and spiritual forces of evil. Not everyone in your life is spiritually neutral. Some people are living in tennis, conduits for confusion, distraction, and delay. The philosopher Soren Kierkegaard once noted that anxiety is the dizziness of freedom, hinting that as we approach divine truth, we must navigate through existential noise. If you've been feeling like your thoughts are foggy, your days blurred, and your peace stolen right before breakthrough, it might not be your mind. It might be your proximity. As you elevate your vibration through practices like intense workouts, meditation, or prayer, notice how the world around you reacts. The philosopher Heraclitus once said, "Change is the only constant in life," which resonates deeply when we consider how our energy affects and is affected by others. When you're in public after raising your vibration, observe the subtle cues. How do people react to your presence? Do they avoid eye contact, or are they drawn to you, lingering with their gaze? Pay attention to the tonality of their voice if you interact. You may detect shifts as described in 1 John 4:1, which advises us to test the spirits to discern their true nature. You're not here by accident. The next 60 seconds are specifically for you. As you hone your discernment, you'll recognize that spiritual warfare has reached a new intensity. Those not aligned with divine purpose, whether knowingly or unknowingly, can be influenced by darker forces. This isn't about religious dogma, but understanding the spiritual realities at play. Critics may label you as narrow-minded or bigoted, yet reflect on the world today compared to 5 years ago. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 10 warns against longing for the former days, as it's not from wisdom. We are called to navigate a world where energy, frequency, and vibration govern much of our interactions. Thus, embrace this journey of awareness, for it equips you to better comprehend the spiritual truths unfolding around you. As you grow aware of these energies, consider the words of Proverbs 13 verse 20. Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. The implications of this scripture amplify as you elevate your spirit. When you're vibrating at a higher frequency, your presence can reveal the true nature of those around you. Individuals who find themselves uneasy or defensive in your company may not be as aligned with truth and light as you are. These dynamics extend beyond interpersonal energy. They touch the very fabric of societal interaction. It's crucial to recognize that your ascension is not just a personal journey. It's a collective experience. The collective consciousness is palpable, influenced by the vibrations we all emit. Carl Jung spoke of the collective unconscious, and as we raise our vibrations, we tap into a deeper awareness of not only ourselves but the world around us. But wait, don't miss this next part, because this is where most people fall off. Be mindful that as you awaken, the distractions will intensify. Just as Daniel faced lions in the den, you may encounter skeptics and doubters, but remember Daniel's faith. His commitment to higher principles safeguarded him, and similarly, your elevation serves to fortify your spirit. Confirmatory signs will manifest in your life. As you continue to cultivate discernment, you may happen upon astonishing synchronizations. Perhaps a stranger will share a message that resonates deeply, or you will overhear affirming conversations that echo your path. These moments are divine confirmations that you are aligned and that your surroundings are reacting to the light you emanate. In a world filled with competing energies, it's vital to develop a holy consciousness. Philippians 4 verse 8 encourages us to focus on what is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, and praiseworthy. As you infuse your life with these qualities, your discernment will sharpen, allowing you to navigate an increasingly complex spiritual landscape. So, as you walk through busy streets, crowded gyms, or quiet cafes, remember this: every smile, every glance, every moment of resonance is an invitation to deepen your understanding of the spiritual battle that surrounds us. You are not just a passive observer. You are a participant in a grand unfolding. The divine is calling you to lift your eyes and heed this call, to recognize that your elevation brings light to the shadows around you. It is a responsibility, yes, but it is also a tremendous gift. Embrace this awareness with gratitude and courage, for you are becoming increasingly aware of the forces at play in your life and the world. Each day, ask yourself how you can contribute to a higher frequency of love, peace, and understanding, building bridges instead of barriers, illuminating paths instead of obstructing them. In closing this section, remember, your energy is not just personal, it's transformative. As you align closer with your divine purpose, you become a beacon for others. Continue to raise your vibration. Your spirit is not only affected, but is also a catalyst for change. Now here's where most people will either ascend or click out. Choose wisely. Section 2. Monitoring spirits. Demons don't always knock. Sometimes they sit quietly in group chats. Sometimes they watch every story you post just to monitor your rise. In the Book of Job, Satan is portrayed as a figure who roams the earth, observing and testing. You feel foggy because you're walking through interference. It's not in your mind, it's in your proximity. Jesus himself warned in Matthew 10 verse 16 to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, because not everyone you encounter is an ally. When you carry light, even people you never met will feel the shift. Not everyone in your life is spiritually neutral. Some are unconscious conduits, others deliberate. I want you to think about this the next time you post something to your Instagram stories. Who are the people who consistently watch my stories first, but they never seem to comment on my posts, ever like what I'm doing, or are people I haven't seen in years? This question is meant to trigger and awaken you from the delusion that has swept this new phase of social media. We are no longer on these platforms merely to connect. We are in a world where monitoring has become the norm. Reflect on the wisdom of Proverbs 4 verse 23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. In today's digital age, monitoring spirits can manifest in subtle and insidious ways. The energy of those who spectate rather than engage can weigh heavily upon you, draining your light without you even realizing it. These people are not your friends. They may show up as silent observers, lurking in the shadows of your social media presence, feeding off your energy without contributing anything positive in return. Keep listening, because what I'm about to say is why the enemy never wanted you to hear this. Think about it. Why would certain individuals consistently watch everything you do online, yet remain distant or standoffish in person? Even in the physical realm, these behaviors create a wall of disconnection that can lead to feelings of confusion and emotional heaviness. This resonates with the truth expressed in 1 Thessalonians 5 verses 21 to 22, where we are called to test all things, hold fast what is good, abstain from every form of evil. The subtleties of social media interactions can often mask harmful intentions, and if we are not vigilant, we may find ourselves surrounded by those who do not have our best interests at heart. Consider the example of Jesus Christ. Even during his earthly ministry, he attracted a crowd, but not all were followers. The Pharisees, who monitored everything he did, were not his fans. In fact, they were critical observers, seeking ways to trip him up. Jesus comforted his disciples with a powerful reminder when he said in John 15 verses 18 to 19, "If the world hates you, know that it has hated me before it hated you." This verse underscores the reality that not everyone who is watching your progress is cheering you on. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche spoke of the concept of Ressentiments, referring to feelings of hostility that arise from perceived mistreatment, especially from those who feel inferior. In the context of social media, those who feel threatened by your growth may be compelled to monitor you, harboring unresolved feelings concealed beneath the facade of indifference. As we navigate this landscape, the onus is on you to discern who uplifts and supports you versus who merely observes from the sidelines. Ask yourself, are these individuals contributing positive energy to your life, or are they simply siphoning off your light? It is crucial to surround yourself with those who genuinely support you, as articulated in Hebrews 10 verses 24 to 25, which encourages us to consider how to stir one another up to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another. This is where the matrix glitches. Listen closely. In practical terms, the next time you find yourself posting on social media, take a moment for self-reflection. Pray for discernment to unveil the true nature of those who tune into your life's happenings. Understand that the energies you allow into your life can either propel you forward or hold you back. And as an ascendant soul, it's crucial to maintain awareness of who you engage with, both online and offline. In summary, become conscious of the dynamics surrounding you. You are not merely creating content. You are embodying a frequency that affects all who encounter it. Realign your circle with those who genuinely celebrate your victories and encourage your journey. Remember, real friendships and connections are based on mutual uplifting and authentic interactions, not silent monitoring. This awareness will guide you in expressing your truth fearlessly, knowing that you are supported by those who truly understand and celebrate your divine light. Section 3. Stop self-sabotage. Reality is, when you are on this path of ascension and you've dedicated your life to becoming better, letting go of environments and people you've naturally outgrown, the demons will start coming up with ingenious ways to pull you back into the same miry clay. James 4 verse 7 teaches us to submit to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. The demons start presenting self-sabotage as living life, as learning to relax. But in reality, what is the point of relaxing if after you relax you have to work twice as hard to get back to the position you were before you started relaxing? Think about this. Socrates famously suggested that the unexamined life is not worth living. Not everything that is framed as a good time is beneficial for you. Deep down, you already know this truth, but the social engineering has gotten to a point that instead of listening to that intuitive voice in you, you hearken to the desire to fit in. Paul reminds us in Romans 12 verse 2, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind." Reject the idea that you have to do what everyone else is doing. If what they're doing is self-sabotaging, run far and fast from it. If you've been spiritually asleep, this is your wake-up call. We see this happen time and time again. An individual emerges from the trenches, often in their early 20s, achieving massive success. Then, what follows is the comfort era. Wild parties, bonds with power-hungry people, estrangement from anyone real, leading to a swift decline into obscurity. This cycle isn't merely a coincidence, but a cautionary tale, resonating with the truth found in Proverbs 26 verse 11. Like a dog returns to his vomit, a fool repeats his folly. God doesn't want to lift you up in front of everyone just for you to fall flat on your face due to a lack of self-discipline. Reflect on the journey of the Israelites, who wandered in the wilderness for 40 long years, not because of a lack of promise, but due to their self-sabotaging behavior. The writer of Hebrews 12 verse 1 urges us to throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles. They lugged around their dirty baggage instead of purging themselves, moving from small brook to oasis, while God had an entire paradise of milk and honey prepared for them, ready to be enjoyed, but only when their character was right. This phenomenon is not ancient history. It is prevalent among believers today. Many cry out to God day and night for breakthrough and abundance, yet simultaneously, they self-sabotage. They indulge in excessive drinking, chase after fleeting relationships with individuals they know aren't good for them, and make daily choices that lead them farther away from their divine destiny. It's as if they forget the promise in Jeremiah 29 verse 11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." You feel that shift in your chest right now? That's not emotion. That's recognition. Philosophically, we see this pattern echoed in the works of ancient thinkers like Aristotle, who spoke of the idea of virtue as a mean between excessive actions. Self-sabotage represents a failure to find that balance, a descent into indulgence rather than a commitment to moderation and self-control. As the Apostle Paul encourages us in 1 Corinthians 9:24-27, we must run in such a way as to get the prize, exercising self-discipline in all things. Don't be fooled. God isn't going to bless your mess. He desires a heart that is willing to purify itself and a life that reflects the fruits of the Spirit, as found in Galatians 5 verses 22-23. We cannot expect to harvest abundance while sowing seeds of chaos and poor decisions. The essence of spiritual growth lies in our ability to align our actions with our prayers, to move from a state of confusion into clarity through intentional choices. It's time to purge ourselves of distractions and deceptive comforts. As you move forward, consciously evaluate the influences in your life. Are they propelling you towards your destiny or holding you captive in the wilderness? You must stop making C-grade decisions while praying for an A+ life. This is a call to action, a divine invitation to honor the gifts and successes you've been given by cultivating an environment of discipline and integrity. In this journey, consider the words of Romans 12 verse 2, which calls us to be transformed by the renewing of our minds. Renewed thoughts lead to renewed actions, and in turn, renewed lives. Surround yourself with wisdom, embrace accountability, and draw off the chains of self-sabotage that threaten your destiny. If the first half spoke to your mind, this part is going to speak to your spirit. As you step into your next chapter, equip yourself with the tools of discernment, understanding, and radical self-reflection. God is waiting with open arms to lead you into your promised land. But first, you must let go of the weights that have held you back. This is your moment for transformation. Are you ready to relinquish the past and step boldly into the future, guided by the light of your divine purpose? Closing, holy encouragement. But here's the truth. If you're feeling that pressure, it means you're close. It means you're glowing. And the system is scared you're going to remember who you are. In Philippians 4 verse 13, we are assured that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. This is your sign to sanctify your surroundings, to cleanse your circle, to stop explaining spiritual warfare to people who only know vibes. Call to action. This was an ascending spiritual lecture. Protect your mind, guard your spirit, and always remember, you are not crazy. You are surrounded because you're chosen. Reflect on the wisdom of Proverbs 4 verse 23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. If you're still here, you're not just watching a video. You're part of a remnant. This was a download from Ascending Spiritual Lectures, but this mission goes deeper than one upload. If you want sharp downloads on hidden knowledge, timelines, and decoded wisdom, go tap in with Ascending Knowledge. Subscribe now, not because I asked you to, but because something in your spirit recognized the signal. We're not just uploading content, we're embedding escape routes. I'll see you in the next video. We move as one.